Muffin is a tabby. Buddy is a retriever. And Kirby is, well, Kirby is just Kirby.
Kirby is one of Nintendo's top dogs. Outside of Mario and Pokemon, it's the most used IP for the company. They've made 39 games of this lovable shape-shifting little fatty freak. So it's a bit surprising that there's only one entry for the N64. Like a lot of people, I first fell in love with Kirby in Super Smash Bros. His ability to fall with style, and his ability to swallow up any character to copy their abilities was always elite. The series was always known for that, but what the N64 entry did was take it to another level with the mechanic of combining the abilities and creating a whole new power, while adding some very creepy undertones to the game. I've actually read that a lot of people do not like this game. They call it slow, easy, and short. It's been over 20 years for me since the last time I played it, and I've actually don't remember ever beating it. So I think it's time to see if all that is still true. So join me as I take a look at Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. In a beautiful, peaceful planet called Ripple Star live these fairies. When all of a sudden a huge black cloud starts to engulf the planet. The cloud known as dark matter comes to the planet to find the fairy's shining crystal. Ribbon, this pink fairy, knew dark matter couldn't take control of the crystal again, so she grabbed it and dipped before the whole planet became infected. As Ribbon flies away, dark matter sends out 3 fucking scary ojos to chase after her. They manage to shatter the crystal and knock Ribbon off as she plummets towards Pop Star Planet, where she smacks into Kirby, who was just minding his business. Owie! Kirby then obviously offers to collect all of the Crystal Shards. And so our adventure begins, collecting the shards and help restore Ripple Star. Kirby has always liked to... So on top of your typical Kirby enemies, your bouncy guys, your Mary Poppins, and your spiky dudes, there are a ton more that play a bigger part in the combat. Like I mentioned earlier, in the Crystal Shards, you can combine abilities to create totally new ones. There are 7 abilities to copy: Burning, Stone, Ice, Needle, Bomb, Spark, and Cutter. And all these can be combined with each other and even copied with themselves, creating a better version of it, making it a total of 36 possible combinations. There's so many combos that there's no way to keep them all balanced and feel the same. There's obviously some stinkers in there and other ones that are just straight up OP. Plus, it plays to each person's playstyle. I'm not going to sit here and break down every single combination, but here's some of my favorites. I like the Kirby Chew, the Kirby Ren, Kirby Parry, Kirby Yamaguchi, Horror Kirby, Face Off Kirby, William Refrigerator Kirby, and Michael Jackson. Like I said, there are a ton of them to use, some more fun than others, but discovering them is half the fun. Let me know down in the comments what combos were your favorite that you remember from your childhood, along with any other Kirby 64 thoughts you might have. Feel free to vent them down in the comments. And while you're down there, if you could hit the subscribe button, that would greatly help out the channel. Like I said, all these abilities are very unique, but it's also kind of deceiving because each ability can only perform one move. But even still, it's up to you to not make it feel repetitive by mixing and matching abilities. Some of the crystals you have to find are well hidden behind walls that can be broken by specific abilities, which can be annoying, especially in the ones where that ability is not specifically available, forcing you to backtrack levels to go retrieve the right combo to come all the way back and destroy a little wall or whatever. I will agree with the first criticism. Kirby is slow. Very slow. It could be because some of the abilities make him move a little bit faster, so this could be by design, or it could be because Kirby is the chunkiest he's ever been in the game.
There's no hope for you. You're gonna kill yourself young.
Kirby runs like a fat lady running late to buy a McRib before they close.
Excuse me, bitch?
So whether it was on purpose or because he is a chonkers, the fact is that he is slow, so I have to agree with that point. Of course, he can do other things rather than just inhale fools. He can slide kick, throw abilities, and puff air at guys, but who cares about that? The main attraction of this game are the powers, the amount of them, and how they're implemented into game. I really enjoy the mixing and mashing aspect of the game. Discovering new powers always leaves you going, whoa. So as you swallow your way through levels, you find Kirby friends and enemies become overtaken by this f***ing creepy ojos. And after purifying them, they join the team. Sorta. There were early plans to have Waddle Dee and Adeline become playable characters, but that was scrapped. The only one to actually join the fight is King Dedede. Kirby hops on his back and you take control of the Pinguino King, knocking down walls in maze-like sections of the levels. I love the look and feel of this game's new allies. I'm talking about the fairies and Adeline. Out of all of the game-specific allies Kirby has, I feel like these are the most unique, maybe because they're more close to humans or human-like, so they're able to show more personality. Their design, along with the bright colors, just fits the Kirby world very well. I even felt like Adeline could have been like a special character on the Mario Golf back then. You know, swinging the paintbrush around, that would have been cool. If only Mario Golf didn't release the year before. But I like the contrast of the super bright and cute levels with this very creepy, weird undertone the game has. Not only with the creepy f***ing ojos, but in levels like the pyramid spaceship. Outside is all nice and inside is very dystopian and creepy. Or the fact that the fifth planet looks like a frozen post-apocalyptic Earth. There's just a ton of potential creepy backstory there and an abandoned Toy Story. There's a ton of potential creepy backstory there with an abandoned toy factory running with these weird experimental creatures in vats. Some bosses like the Woods, Shamu, and even Slugma give you a hint of it being like an organic being, while others are very techy and alien-like the spaceship or whatever the hell these three things are supposed to be. Plus the whole possession thing feels creepy as well. Just look at Homegirl's face. When the game was ported to the Nintendo Switch Online service, it had its rating changed from E to Everyone to a T for Teens due to blood and violence in the game. And I'm not sure why, I don't really remember using a bloody Kirby, but that's okay. It's very easy to overlook all these creepy aspects because you will sometimes find yourself distracted because of the music. The Kirby franchise has some of the most underrated music of all time. They always manage to make head-bobbing bangers as well as serious lock-in music. And here, they just do a great job with some of the creepy ones as well. As far as the game being easy, well, yeah, it's not terribly difficult. It does hold your hand sometimes, but there are other times you have to pay attention. You can't just be dicking around or you'll die, especially in the boss fights, where you usually have to suck and spit things at them to attack, and these become more intricate and fun as you go along. So yes, again, I might have to agree with that criticism as well. It is pretty easy. Even though the game is a side-scroller, the 2D camera angle is used very well, sometimes changing it just a tad to give the level a little bit more dimension. The game is very simple, just move forward. I don't think the levels are designed masterfully. I think like most of the design comes in hiding some of the crystals and in some of the boss fights. And on the final criticism of the game being short, well, yeah, I have to agree there as well. There are 3 minigames you can play in multiplayer. These are like Pokemon Stadium-like minigames. One is a race where you can hop either once or twice at a time, and you have to avoid obstacles like puddles and frogs. The other one, you have to catch crops that are falling from the sky. And finally, there's a knockout game where you destroy part of the stage one light at a time, and the last one standing wins. These just add a little something. There's no need for them whatsoever. It is a bit odd because it's only 3. It's not like in Pokemon Stadium where you have a handful of them and you can actually have a decent amount of time playing them. It's only 3 of them. So these did feel a bit out of place to me. Like, I don't remember anybody going, oh yeah, we're going to all hang out at so-and-so's house. Make sure to bring Kirby Shards to play the minigames. But as far as the main game goes, there are 6 planets, each with 3 or 4 stages and a boss fight. If you complete the game without gaining all 74 crystals, you get the bad ending where the fairy queen reveals that she's possessed. Creepy little bitch. If you do manage to find all the crystals, you get the true ending where the dark matter dispels from the planet, including the piece that resides in the queen, to form a true final level, where you face off the true villain who's behind it all along, 02, which is this angelic egg-looking thing that shoots its blood tears at you. There's the blood. Zero and the Dark Matter have had their run-ins with Kirby in the past. That's why Kirby Dream Land 2, 3, and the Crystal Shards are known by fans as the Dark Matter trilogy. While I found myself agreeing with the criticisms of Kirby being slow, the game being too easy, and how short the game is, this doesn't take away from it being a fun game. Can you beat it in under 4 hours? Yes. Is the game very simple? Yes. But the game works great within its simplicity. There's a perfect amount of creepy factor thrown in there masterfully, which a lot of the Kirby games have, disguised behind the immense amount of charm that the Kirby series has always brought to the forefront. I believe Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards, is still a worthy entry to this iconic video game series.